Good morning. I'm James Lopez, President at HomeFi Corporation, and this is today's mortgage and real estate market update. Now, bonds have shifted into a sell first and ask questions later. They've been kind of toying around with this idea or this concept for the past 3 months, but this time they're not really asking questions anymore. Most of the sell-off that we're seeing today is really closely related to the Fed's abrupt policy shift and how they're going to be handling inflation and all the things that they're going to be doing to combat inflation. Right? That there's talks of, instead of doing 25 basis point hikes every meeting, there's talks of maybe even raising up to 50 basis point hikes. But the big deal that the mortgage bonds are looking at is really that balance sheet and what their intentions are with the balance sheet. So remember, we've discussed that during COVID, the Federal Reserve was buying mortgage-backed securities. They stopped buying, they tapered that buying down. They're still buying some, but they've tapered that mostly off. But what they've been doing is all of the returns they've been reinvesting and maintaining a balance sheet. Well, now there's talk that they may be going ahead and looking to normalize or reduce their balance sheet. Now, while overall that's probably a good thing, if they do it too fast, if they go too quickly, it's going to really suppress the price for bonds because it's going to reduce the amount of demand for bonds. The demand for bonds is partly there because the Fed is buying. So the fear is, and the sell-off is kind of coming from this idea of the policy shift that's been pretty abrupt from the Fed on how they're going to be combating inflation with their balance sheet and with the basis point hikes. Now, what that means in the short term today, we've seen a sell-off pretty much from the beginning of the day. Mortgage bonds are down about 45 basis points. The 10-year yield is up about 6 basis points to 2.37. And there's some support for the mortgage bond, all right? So the mortgage bond price is hitting a resistance. They're generally oversold right now, so there's a chance for rally on the mortgage bonds. But the 10-year yield has broken through the resistance on the top end, and there's plenty of room to go. Now, what that means is that we will see most likely mortgage rates open higher today, and there's a good chance that there could be some repricing for the worse throughout the day as soon as any of that information comes out. But right now, we're going to say mortgage rates are most likely going to open higher, and there's a chance for repricing throughout the day. Now, it's a quiet day otherwise for economic news. We're still kind of digging into this report from the National Association of Realtors that came out on Friday. That report had a lot of good information in it. One of the things is that we saw in it is that the median home price is at $357,300. That's up 15% year over year. But one thing to note about this median home price in this report is that it's somewhat skewed. And what we mean by that is that all the homes that are on the lower end of the price range, there hasn't been as many sales in that price range, all right? So there's a lot more sales for homes in the price range over $500,000. So you see a lot more sales in the upper end of the price range, not as many in the lower end of the price range, and that's kind of skewing the data for this report. First-time home buyers accounted for 28% of all sales in the NAR report. It's up from 27%, up just a little bit. Cash buyers declined to 25% from 27%, and then investment buyers declined to 19%. That's down from 22%. And foreclosures and short sales made up 1% of all the transactions. Now, that's all the news that we have for you today. There's some more news that's going to be coming out this week, especially the pending home sales index, which is going to be an important report. We'll bring that report to you as soon as we get it. Until then, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave a comment if you have any questions. We love to answer questions about any of this stuff or anything that's mortgage or real estate related. And then also go over to our Facebook page, like our Facebook page. And we hope you have a super, super great day. We'll see you tomorrow.